It's not just left-wing coffee moguls who dislike Trump. A few Republicans feel the same way, and they're looking for another option, a third party, if you will, if only there was one. Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson thinks this could be a big moment for someone outside the two major parties. The former New Mexico governor tells the Daily Caller, if this isn't an opportunity for the Libertarian nominee, there will never be an opportunity. Johnson notes that the party is on the ballot in all 50 states, but the key will be getting invited to the general election debates. He says, quote, there's no way that a third party wins the presidency without being in the presidential debates. Matt, look, libertarian, you know, you are a libertarian. You probably would like to see him debate, but does it really... Is that what he needs to get on the stage in the debates?
Well, sure. I mean, he needs a miracle and all kinds of things, maybe some trucks running over certain people to get close, probably. Yeah, I mean,
he climbed Everest. Anything is possible.
I've seen that man's toes. He got frostbite. No. We shouldn't talk about it. I have.
You've seen Gary Johnson's toes?
I have seen Gary Johnson's toes. I have secret footage of Gary Johnson's toes that we have not yet published.
Wow.
I don't get invited to any of the
Wait. As someone who's against surveillance and spying, I'm very shocked.
It was voluntary. It was all voluntary mutual gains from trade. Gary Johnson, yes, being in the debates would be great. And also, we're going to have 8 months of Hillary versus Trump. It's going to be awful. It is going to be, it'll be entertaining sporadically when he goes for the Bill Clinton stuff, but it's basically going to make us feel bad to wake up every morning as Americans. We'd be really happy if someone was up there saying, hey, I want to legalize the weed. I don't want to go to war with everybody. I'd like to cut government spending. That's kind of a different message than what we're going to be hearing from Trump and Hillary Clinton.
Yes, and Matt Walton, look, if Hillary and Trump are the two eventual nominees, all right? Hillary, her unpopular ratings are very high. Trump's are even higher.
Right.
So this would be a time for a third party, yes or no?
I agree. I think it would be a great time for him to come in. The only time that he says that there will never be another time, that I disagree with, because I think he is right that a lot of Americans identify with libertarian policies. And I think within the next couple, elections, there's going to be a very strong libertarian. We're seeing everyone kind of graduate toward that, toward Bernie over here and toward Trump over here. I think this guy, if he could come forward and speak for libertarians and show, the country what a libertarian actually is, I think it'd be a great idea.
Joanne, look. If Trump is the guy to do this, if Trump comes in and he causes the parties to fracture and now there's 4 or 5 political parties, wouldn't it be ironic that Trump is the guy to make us more like Europe?
Yeah, but I don't say that it's not Trump that's fracturing the party. I think that the party already had a tiny fracture. And then Trump was, like the sprint that we ran on that fracture with.
That gets, I get it.
And then it just really kind of splintered, and it hurts.
We were waiting.
So bad.
There's a divide in the Republican Party,
so crazy
and he's exploiting it.
Is that I do think that a lot of people are libertarians without realizing it. Even Gary Johnson said in this article, he took the side with quiz online, that website. He sides 70% with Bernie Sanders. So he could even get those Bernie voters. It's obviously, economically different, but in a lot of ways, he does kind of appeal to all people. He could be the great unifier.
I think he was trying to appeal to all people with that Bernie Sanders nonsense, because obviously the Libertarian Party is very far away from the left-wing policies of Bernie Sanders. But what do you think? Does the why can't they get a toehold anywhere? Maybe it's because their toes are frozen off.
This guy's not the answer. He's a hiker and a skier. His whole life is like a Cymbalta ad. I mean, he's like, we think this guy's a unifier. He's a skier.
He was a 2-term popular Republican governor in a Democratic state.
A skier. A skier's great if we're only dealing with the Swiss, but otherwise,
But don't the Libertarians, if he runs, it just takes votes away from the Republicans, am I right?
Yeah, probably.
Not really.
You don't think so?
No, there was a new poll today that came out. I can't pronounce it right. Monmouth poll.
Yeah!
Monmouth.
Thank you.
It's my county.
Polled Gary Johnson at 11%, which is not bad considering no one knows who he is. And when they polled without him and with him, he pulled about 4 or 5% from each. That doesn't equal 11, I realize that, but we'll talk about that later. But he pulled about equally. I think he would pull more from Trump, but it wouldn't be exclusively so.
Did he outpoll the anybody but these two option?
I don't think so, but let's not hold that against him.
Okay.